for relations with China and how the U.S. is going to defend. This week, tensions continue to escalate in the South China Sea. Multiple collisions occurred between Coast Guard ships belonging to China and the Philippines, a key U.S. ally.
The South China Sea, a crucial maritime region, is once again at the center of international attention as tensions between the Philippines and China escalate. On August 22, 2024, the Philippines accused China of deploying flares from Subi Reef, a China-occupied feature, while a Manila aircraft was conducting routine patrols. This incident, coupled with the harassment of a Philippine surveillance aircraft by a Chinese jet fighter near Scarborough, Shoal on August 19, marks a significant escalation in the already tense relations between the two nations. The Philippines has urged China to cease all provocative actions, warning that such behavior undermines regional peace and stability. We'll try to dissect the geopolitical implications of these recent incidents, exploring the broader context of the South China Sea disputes, the strategic interests of the involved parties, and the potential consequences for regional and global security.
8月19日，菲律宾2艘海警船未经中国政府允许，擅自闯入中国南沙群岛仙宾礁附近海域，而且不顾中国海警船的劝阻和警告，以危险方式故意冲撞现场执法的中国海警船，造成双方船只发生碰撞的责任完全在菲方。中国海警依据国内法和国际法，对菲方船只采取必要处置措施，现场操作专业、克制、规范。
The South China Sea is one of the world's most strategically significant and contested regions. Rich in natural resources, including fisheries and potentially vast reserves of oil and natural gas, the area is also a vital maritime route through which a significant portion of global trade passes. The region's importance has made it a flashpoint for tensions among several countries, with overlapping territorial claims, including China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. China's claims in the South China Sea are by far the most expansive, covering almost the entire area within what is known as the Nine-Dash Line. This demarcation, based on historical maps, is not recognized by international law. And in 2016, an international arbitral tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, declaring China's claims to have no legal basis. Despite this ruling, China has continued to assert its dominance in the region, building artificial islands and militarizing key features, including Subi Reef, which has become a focal point of recent tensions. Subi Reef, located just 24 kilometers from Thitu Island, which is occupied by the Philippines, is one of 7 artificial islands built by China in the Spratly Islands. These islands are equipped with military-grade infrastructure, including runways, radar systems, and surface-to-air missile installations, making them formidable outposts for projecting power in the region. The proximity of Subi Reef to Philippine-occupied territories and its strategic location in the heart of the South China Sea make it a critical point of contention. Scarborough Shoal, another flashpoint, is a shallow reef claimed by both China and the Philippines. It is located within the Philippines' Exclusive Economic Zone, EEZ, but China has maintained a continuous presence there, effectively controlling access to the area. The shoal is of immense strategic importance due to its location near major shipping lanes and its potential as a base for military operations. The recent incidents involving Philippine aircraft near Subi Reef and Scarborough Shoal highlight the ongoing struggle for control over these critical areas. China's aggressive actions, including the deployment of flares and the harassment of Philippine aircraft, are indicative of its broader strategy to assert dominance over the South China Sea and deter other claimants from challenging its claims. The Philippines, under the leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has sought to balance its relations with China and its traditional ally, the United States. Manila has pursued a dual-track approach, engaging in dialogue with Beijing while strengthening defense ties with Washington. However, The recent flare-up in tensions has put this delicate balancing act to the test. The Philippine government's decision to publicly condemn China's actions and call for an immediate cessation of provocative behavior underscores the growing frustration in Manila over Beijing's continued assertiveness.
Philippine Coast Guard vessels BRP Bagakay, MRRV 4410, and BRP Cape Enhanyo, MRRV 4411, encountered unlawful and aggressive maneuvers from Chinese Coast Guard vessels while en route to Patag and Lawak Islands in the West Philippine Sea. These dangerous maneuvers resulted in collision, causing structural damage to both Coast Guard vessels.
The incidents also come at a time when the Philippines is seeking to modernize its military capabilities and enhance its maritime security, particularly in the face of increasing Chinese incursions into its EEZ. At the same time, the Philippines has sought to avoid direct confrontation with China, recognizing the economic and geopolitical risks involved. China is a major trading partner and investor in the Philippines, and Manila is wary of jeopardizing these economic ties. Nevertheless, the incidents at Subi Reef and Scarborough Shoal have raised the stakes, forcing the Philippines to take a firmer stance in defense of its territorial integrity and sovereign rights. The United States, a longtime ally of the Philippines, has played a critical role in the South China Sea disputes. Washington has consistently supported Manila's claims and condemned China's actions, viewing them as part of a broader challenge to the rules-based international order. The U.S. has conducted freedom of navigation operations, FONOPs, in the South China Sea to challenge China's excessive maritime claims and has provided military assistance to the Philippines to enhance its defense capabilities. In response to the recent incidents, U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines Mary Kay Carlson condemned China's actions and reiterated Washington's commitment to supporting Manila in defending its sovereignty. The U.S. has also called on China to cease its provocative behavior and respect international law, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific region. The U.S. response reflects its broader strategic interests in the region. The South China Sea is a critical area for U.S. security and economic interests, and Washington is determined to prevent China from establishing de facto control over the region. The U.S. has strengthened its alliances with regional partners, including the Philippines, Japan, Australia, and Vietnam, to counterbalance China's growing influence. The incidents at Subi Reef and Scarborough Shoal have also highlighted the importance of the U.S.-Philippines Mutual Defense Treaty, which obligates Washington to come to Manila's defense in the event of an armed attack. While the treaty's applicability to the South China Sea disputes has been a subject of debate, the recent tensions have underscored the need for clarity and coordination between the two allies. The escalating tensions between the Philippines and China have broader implications for regional security and stability. The South China Sea is a critical nexus of geopolitical competition, and the actions of the involved parties have the potential to trigger a wider conflict with far-reaching consequences. China's continued assertiveness in the South China Sea reflects its broader strategic goals of regional dominance and control over key maritime routes. Beijing's actions are driven by a desire to secure its economic interests, including access to natural resources and control over shipping lanes, as well as its strategic interests in projecting power and deterring external intervention. For the Philippines and other Southeast Asian nations, China's actions represent a direct challenge to their sovereignty and territorial integrity. The South China Sea disputes have also strained relations within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, with member states divided over how to respond to China's growing influence. While some countries, like Vietnam and Malaysia, have taken a more confrontational approach, others, like Cambodia and Laos, have sought to align more closely with Beijing. The role of external powers, particularly the United States and its allies, is also crucial in shaping the dynamics of the South China Sea. The U.S. and its partners view the region as a key battleground for maintaining the rules-based international order and countering China's revisionist ambitions. The South China Sea disputes are thus not just about territorial claims, but also about the broader struggle for influence and control in the Indo-Pacific. The recent incidents between the Philippines and China underscore the urgent need for diplomatic efforts to manage the South China Sea disputes and prevent further escalation. While the situation remains tense, there are opportunities for dialogue and confidence-building measures to reduce the risk of conflict. One potential avenue for de-escalation is the ongoing negotiations between China and ASEAN on a Code of Conduct, COC, for the South China Sea. The COC, if successfully concluded, could provide a framework for managing disputes and preventing incidents like those at Subi Reef and Scarborough Shoal. However, the negotiations have been protracted, and there are significant challenges in reaching a consensus on key issues, such as the scope of the COC and its enforcement mechanisms. In the meantime, the Philippines and other claimant states must continue to enhance their defense capabilities and strengthen their alliances to deter further aggression. The recent incidents have highlighted the importance of maintaining a credible deterrent posture to protect national interests and uphold international law. At the same time, it is crucial to keep channels of communication open with China to manage tensions and prevent misunderstandings. While the South China Sea disputes are unlikely to be resolved in the near term, sustained dialogue and engagement can help to reduce the risk of conflict and build trust among the involved parties. The tensions between the Philippines and China over the South China Sea are a microcosm of the broader geopolitical competition in the Indo-Pacific region. As the stakes continue to rise, the actions of the involved parties will have significant implications for regional and global security. The recent incidents at Subi Reef and Scarborough Shoal are a reminder of the fragile and volatile nature of the South China Sea disputes and the need for careful diplomacy, strategic deterrence, and international cooperation to navigate this complex geopolitical landscape. For the Philippines, the challenge lies in balancing its relations with China and the United States while defending its sovereign rights and territorial integrity. For China, the South China Sea is a key arena for asserting its regional dominance and challenging the existing international order. And for the United States and its allies, the region represents a critical front in the broader struggle for influence and stability in the Indo-Pacific. As the situation in the South China Sea continues to evolve, the actions of the involved parties will be closely watched by the international community.
4410船，这里是中国海警。
The path forward will require a delicate balance of diplomacy, deterrence, and dialogue to manage tensions and prevent conflict in one of the world's most strategically important regions. Thank you for tuning in to our channel. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of global issues.